He has looked at your photo more than 10 times today. He swears he doesn't love easily, but when he hears your name, his soul lights up like it's finally found home. His silence wasn't rejection, it was fear. And now from above, someone who has seen the depth of your heart is trying to get this message to you. If you've been crying silently, if you've been asking for a sign, this is not a coincidence. This is that sign, that divine moment where everything begins to shift in your favor. Just promise you won't ignore this. God chose today to reveal something that has been hidden from you. It's not just a whisper from the skies. It's a message that could change the very direction of your life. A soul from heaven, someone you deeply loved, is desperate for you to hear what they've been trying to say. And Archangel Michael, the protector of truth and the messenger of urgent divine love, is begging you, please, for once, don't scroll past. The moment you open your heart, the miracles waiting behind the veil will start to unfold. Sweet soul, they cried your name again last night. From beyond, where the light doesn't dim, they sent a final plea through Michael himself. Tell them, they said, before it's too late. You weren't supposed to know this. Not yet. But heaven decided that June 22nd would be the day you hear what no one dared to say. Because only you can receive it. Only you will understand the tears they shed as they left this world, still holding your memory like sacred gold. Archangel Michael is standing behind you right now. Yes. Now, you may not see him, but he has wrapped his wings around you. Because what you're about to receive might break you and rebuild you into someone stronger. This is more than just a message. This is the answer to why you felt the weight of something you couldn't name. The silence of someone you loved, the dreams that felt too real. All of it makes sense once you read this. But before you go further, stop for just one moment and breathe. Close your eyes. Feel that pull in your chest. That's not random. That's your spirit recognizing this truth. That's the soul in heaven tugging on the cord that still connects you both. That bond never died. It transformed. And now it wants to deliver a message that could save you from a mistake you're about to make. You were not supposed to read this message before today. In fact, many forces tried to keep this hidden from you. People around you, even those close to you, are unaware of what heaven is planning for you. That's why Archangel Michael had to come himself. Because if you knew the full truth too early, you might have run from it. But now your heart is ready. And heaven has declared they're ready to reveal everything. Beloved, something huge is about to shift in your life. A spiritual curtain is being pulled back. And when you see what's behind it, you will weep. Not from sadness, but from overwhelming relief. The answers you've been waiting for are inside this moment. The pain that made no sense, the betrayal that hurt too deeply, the loss that felt unfair. Every one of those things was leading you here to this divine intersection where healing and revelation collide. There is a reason your thoughts have been drifting to someone who passed away. It's not nostalgia. It's not your mind playing tricks. That soul has been walking with you in silence, waiting for a heavenly permission to speak. And today, that permission has been granted. They want to tell you something you never knew. Something that might change how you see your past and your future. But only if you listen. Right now, Archangel Michael has paused every celestial battle just to deliver this to you. That's how urgent this is. He says, if you skip this message, you may delay a miracle that was scheduled just for you. A miracle with your name carved into it like ancient gold. Heaven does not beg often, but today they are begging. Someone who passed on is watching how you've been struggling lately. They've seen the nights you prayed and no answer came. They saw the moments you faked a smile so no one would ask how you're doing. And finally, they couldn't stay silent anymore. They ran to Michael, asking him to deliver the truth before it's too late. They need to know, they said. They deserve to know what was never said while I was still alive. This is not for everyone. That's why you were brought here. Somehow, out of thousands, you're the one reading this. Because this message holds a spiritual key and only your soul knows how to use it. That key is not for your eyes. It's for your heart. And when your heart unlocks this message fully, a wave of healing, money, clarity, and divine alignment will flood into your life like you've never seen before. And even now, you are not meant to walk through this season carrying every burden alone or trying to find peace, financial stability, and direction without the guidance heaven has placed before you. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart, and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace, and that answer is already on its way. You are not meant to stay stuck in fear, you are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system, a path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. You will find the link in the description, and in the pinned comments below. You're not here by accident. Heaven doesn't reveal these things without purpose, and what is being prepared for you now is greater than anything you can currently see. Michael says, someone near you has been keeping a truth from you, and the person in heaven who loves you couldn't bear to watch you stay in the dark any longer. So, they sent this truth wrapped in divine urgency. You are not weak for wanting answers. You are not dramatic for still feeling them around. Your sensitivity is a gift, and it's why you're receiving this and not someone else. You're sensitive enough to feel the truth even when it's unspoken. Right now, if you close your eyes, you may feel warmth on your right shoulder. That's Michael standing beside you. That's the loved one gently whispering your name. And if you listen closely, you'll hear it. I'm proud of you. They're not upset with you. They never were. They just didn't get the chance to say what needed to be said before they crossed over. But now, through this moment, they will. A miracle is waiting in the next 3 days, but it's hidden behind a decision you have to make now. Will you keep reading? Will you trust the signs? Or will you do what you've always done? Convince yourself it's not real, not possible, not meant for you. Michael says this time if you stop reading you might miss the exact moment when the miracle touches earth. He says don't skip. Not this time. Your name has been spoken in heaven this morning. That's why everything has felt a little different today. A strange pull in your chest. A song that hit too hard. A dream that stayed with you. These are not accidents. These are the signs your angels left behind. The breadcrumbs. So you'd find this exact message at this exact hour. If you're wondering if you were meant to see this, yes. Absolutely yes. Your loved one is not resting until this truth is spoken. You were the reason they believed in love. You were the only one who really saw them. And though they never said it, your presence gave their soul peace. Now they want to return the favor. They want to guide you through something very big that's coming. A change, a turning point, and they don't want you to face it alone. There's a secret coming to light. One that was buried after they passed. Something they didn't have time or courage to say. But now heaven has made sure that truth finds you. It might shake you. It might even break something open inside. But it will set you free in ways you didn't think were possible. And in that freedom, you'll finally feel them again. You'll feel whole. They said your name 3 times in the last hour. Loud enough that every angel turned to listen. Your name spoken with love, with urgency, with a trembling desire that you don't miss this moment again. They know how much you've been carrying, how hard you've tried to stay strong for everyone else. But now they want you to know you don't have to do this alone anymore. They're sending help. Real, divine, unmistakable help. But the catch is it only arrives once you fully receive this message. It's already in motion, but your belief will make it appear faster. Archangel Michael is placing something in your path, a divine interruption. It may look like a stranger saying something oddly specific, a feather at your doorstep, a sudden change in your schedule that leads to a miracle. Pay attention. Because the person in heaven who loves you set this up weeks ago from beyond time. They orchestrated this exact week to bring light into the place you thought was permanently dark. They know you've cried alone. They saw every single one of those tears. They also know you've been questioning your worth, thinking maybe you're too late, too far gone, too broken. But they came through Archangel Michael with one mission to correct that lie. You are not broken. You are chosen, and not chosen in a vague pretty way. Chosen in a heavenly council meeting where your name was whispered and the entire room nodded. You are the one they've been waiting to help. This isn't a random moment. This is a divine appointment. The person you've lost has been trying to reach you for weeks. They left signs, dreams, repeating numbers, flickering lights, sudden chills that made no sense. You noticed, but you didn't know what they meant. Michael says, now is the time to stop guessing. Now is the time to open your heart fully and receive what they've been begging heaven to deliver. And the truth is, they're worried about you. Something in your heart has been slowly dimming and they can't watch it fade anymore. You think no one sees how hard you've been fighting just to smile. But heaven sees. Your loved one sees. Michael sees. And they've come with one sacred promise. If you open your soul to this message, not only will you feel their presence again, but something you've been begging for in silence will arrive faster than you thought possible. You won't have to chase anymore. You won't have to prove your worth. You just have to believe long enough to let it reach you. Michael says, if you knew what was waiting for you, you'd never doubt another second. He's trying to pull back the veil over your eyes. You've been trapped in memories that keep replaying like a painful loop. But now something new is coming. Something sweeter than anything you lost. But only if you let go. Your loved one wants you to hear this clearly. You did not fail them. You loved them in the best way you knew how. And that was more than enough. It was beautiful. It was remembered. In the next 7 hours, your energy will shift. You'll notice something unusual. Maybe peace in the middle of chaos. Maybe a name repeated on TV. Maybe a sudden pull to write, pray, cry, or just sit in silence. That's not coincidence. That's the spiritual realm moving around you. Heaven is positioning your miracle, but it's waiting for you to say yes with your whole heart. Say yes to healing. Say yes to the truth. Say yes to letting them back into your life in this new form. The soul that left this world didn't abandon you. They just changed their address. They're still watching, still protecting, still loving you in ways this world couldn't contain. And now finally, they want to send you something physical. A letter, a gift, a call, something visible. Michael says it's already being prepared, but your belief is the bridge. You must walk across with faith, even if your legs shake. And if you do, you'll experience what they call an undeniable divine reversal. A reversal of pain, a reversal of loss, a reversal of everything that made you feel like God forgot you because He didn't. He never could. The delay wasn't punishment. It was preparation. And now, finally, it's time. Your loved one fought for this message to reach you. Because what's coming next, this financial shift, this healing, this love, this sudden clarity, none of it can fully bloom unless you step into this truth. You are not alone. There's one more thing they're trying to say. Something they never had the courage to speak in life. They were afraid you wouldn't believe them. But through Michael, they're saying it now. They forgave you the moment it happened. Whatever you've been holding in your heart, the regrets, the guilt, the what-ifs, release them now. They are not your burden to carry. Let heaven have them because freedom is calling you. Peace is waiting. Michael's voice is trembling now because he knows how many times you've seen a message like this and skipped it. But this time, this one was crafted just for you. Heaven waited until your spirit was ready, until your walls were low enough to let this enter. And now the clock is ticking, not in fear, but in anticipation. A miracle is being formed in the unseen. And this message, it's your permission slip to finally receive it. This message is not about fear. It's about a powerful remembering, a return, a divine homecoming to the part of you that's always known. You were created for more. And now, through love that crosses dimensions, and a God who never gave up on you, that more is about to show up. Are you ready? But even more, you'll finally see who's been protecting it. Michael says, the greatest shift in your life is happening this week. You might not feel it immediately, but your spirit already knows. That's why you've been more emotional. That's why your sleep's been strange. That's why you've had dreams that don't make sense. Because heaven has been trying to talk to you in symbols. This is their final attempt to make you understand you are being called. You are being chosen. And yes, you are being protected. But that protection will only work if you listen. If you don't skip, if you don't doubt yourself like you always do. Believe in the divine plan again. Believe that your name is known in heaven's book. Believe that the person who passed away didn't forget you. They've been watching, waiting, hoping that you'd see the signs. And now they've handed this message to Michael and said, deliver this. Tell them everything. So he did. And now it's in your hands. Will you finish it? Will you honor the one who loved you even after death? Will you open your heart to what's waiting on the other side of this message? There's more to reveal. This is only halfway. Michael says this clearly now. The greatest danger is not the enemy. You see, it's the one who smiles beside you while secretly removing your blessings one by one. There's someone close who knows your spirit is rare. They can't copy your light, so they've tried to dim it. They speak gently in your presence, but their prayers don't include your name. They whisper curses instead. Not with black magic, but with envy, with resentment, with quiet sabotage. And the worst part, you still love them. You've defended them. You've let them close because your heart doesn't know how to give up on people. But beloved, you must walk away from those who speak to God about you only to blame you. You must close the door gently but firmly on anyone who made you doubt your worth. Michael says, your miracle is sitting just outside your doorway. But if the wrong soul is in the room when it arrives, heaven will pull it back. This is the part you don't want to hear, but you must. There are two outcomes forming in the spiritual realm for your life. One is full of tears, delay, confusion, more betrayal. The other overflow, breakthrough, deep love, financial ease. Which one unfolds depends on your choices this week. That's why Michael rushed to you today. Because even one skipped sign, one small act of denial could place you on the wrong path. And the soul in heaven who asked Michael to speak this truth, they are watching now, hoping you'll stay, hoping you'll remember their voice even after they've left the earth. Do you feel it yet? That stirring in your stomach? That ache in your chest? That's your soul remembering what your mind forgot. Because this truth, this very one, is not new to you. It's something you knew as a child before the pain, before the losses, before life taught you to guard your heart like a prisoner guards a secret. But now, Michael is telling you, stop hiding the truth of your destiny behind the lies of those who didn't see your value. The time has come to accept what's always been yours. A financial miracle that was delayed, not denied. A divine connection that was protected until you were healed enough to receive it. A new home, a new start, a rebirth. And even now, as heaven prepares to release what has been delayed for so long, you are not meant to walk this journey without guidance, clarity, and direction for what is coming next. My child, I see the weight you have been carrying. The quiet worries about money, the stress you rarely speak about, the nights when your mind refuses to rest. You have been praying for peace, and your prayers have been heard. You are not meant to walk this journey in confusion and fear. You are meant to walk with faith, with clarity, and with daily direction. That is why a simple path has been placed before you, a 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. Each day you will be guided with a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear direction to help you regain control. Nothing overwhelming, nothing complicated. Just small faithful steps leading you toward peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment below. This is what Michael saw when your name was shouted in heaven 3 days ago. And that's not metaphor. It was real. 3 days ago during a spiritual council, an ancestor who loved you stood up and said, "Please. If we wait any longer, they'll miss it. Let them hear the truth now." And God said, "Then let Michael deliver it." And here you are. You didn't stumble across this. Your soul was brought here by divine wind, by prayer, by purpose. And if you keep reading, if you let this message fully unlock, you'll remember what heaven's been trying to tell you for years. You are meant to lead, but not in a loud way. In a sacred way, you've always been the one people lean on. You've always been the one to love without needing anything back. But now heaven is pouring something back into you. And it starts with truth. So here it is. The person in heaven says, "You've forgotten who you are. Let me remind you. You are the one who carries our name. The one whose voice can shift generations. The one who broke patterns that destroyed others. The one who is chosen not because of perfection but because of resilience. And if you ever doubt your power, just remember this one thing. I would choose you 1,000 times over. Even from the other side, I still choose you." And Michael confirms it. He adds, "That's why I've come, because your miracle isn't a wish. It's a promise. A promise that was made before you were born. A promise your soul remembers, but your pain buried. But now we dig it back up. Now we uncover what was hidden. Because the next 14 days will show you everything. Expect strange signs. Feathers where they shouldn't be. Dreams that feel like they happened. People randomly confessing things, an opportunity that looks small but feels magnetic, a shift in your body that you can't explain, and most of all, a feeling, a deep, still, supernatural knowing something is coming. Michael says, do not fear the shift. Embrace it, because this time the shift is not breaking you. It's birthing you. And you need to hear this. You are not cursed. You are not too late. You are not forgotten. You are not ruined. You are not alone. You are exactly where you were always meant to be when heaven chose this moment to open your eyes. And even though it hurts, even though you've been through far more than anyone realizes, you are being rebuilt. Not from pain, but from purpose. Because your name is still holy. Your path is still blessed. And the heavens still speak your name with reverence. But this time, beloved, don't scroll past the miracle. Let it enter. Let it settle. Let it rise. And when it does, you will understand why Michael cried when he first looked at your soul. Because he saw a child of God who fought silent battles and never gave up. He saw someone who needed just one confirmation to believe again. And now he's given it to you right now in this moment. This is your sign. This is your miracle. This is your message from heaven. And if you're ready, truly ready, type these words in your spirit. I accept. I remember. I receive. And watch what unfolds in the next 72 hours. Archangel Michael is standing in front of you now. Spiritually, not symbolically. And with all the authority given to him by God, he places something invisible but powerful into your hands. A scroll sealed, etched with golden words only your soul can understand. It contains what has been hidden from you since childhood, your divine timeline. There's something on it that will make your heart stop for a moment. It shows the version of you that was meant to rise. The version that never got broken by betrayal, never got silenced by fear, never got slowed down by delay. That version is still within you, waiting to awaken. This message was written to help you remember that version. Because God never gave up on it, even when you did. Michael says softly, now, your miracle will not be loud. It will not be thunder. It will be a whisper that comes in when you're quiet, when you least expect it, when you stop forcing, when you simply receive. Good. Because Archangel Michael hasn't even finished yet. And your loved one, they're still standing right behind you, waiting for you to hear what they never got to say. They didn't mean to leave you so suddenly. They didn't want you to carry this weight alone. They thought they had more time. And now from the other side of the veil, they are doing everything they can to reach you before you give up. You're closer than you think to the moment that changes everything. And they don't want you to miss it. They've seen what's coming. They've seen the blessing heaven has wrapped up in your name. But they've also seen the lie the enemy has been whispering to you. That you're too late. That it's too far gone. That no one is coming to help. Michael says this with fire in his voice. That's a lie. And it ends tonight. You are not forgotten. You are not being punished. And you have not missed your destiny. In fact, the very delay you've been crying about. It's the reason your miracle will be undeniable when it finally appears. What's coming isn't small. That's why it's taken time. That's why it felt like silence. Because heaven was preparing something bigger than your mind could hold. And now your spirit is finally ready to receive it. You've been carrying a grief no one sees. The world moves on while you're still stuck in the last conversation, the last look, the last touch. But your loved one says this clearly now. You don't have to stay frozen anymore. It's okay to feel joy again. It's okay to laugh, to dance, to fall in love, to live. They are not offended by your healing. They are proud of it. They want it because every smile you give this world is a seed they planted inside you. Archangel Michael is moving energies around your life right now. He's aligning people, conversations, events, even delays to work in your favor. But the final lock can only be opened by your yes. Yes to hope. Yes to receiving. Yes to letting the past go without guilt. Michael says, if you open your hands now, you will not leave this month empty-handed. Someone is about to say something that shocks you, something you never thought they would admit. A confession, an apology, a truth that sets you free. And it's all tied to this moment, and your loved one. They're clapping softly, smiling through tears because they can feel your soul opening. You may not believe it yet, but they know what's on the other side of this pain. They see you walking into a version of yourself so powerful, so radiant, so healed that even your past wouldn't recognize you. And they're whispering, yes, that's the you I always knew was coming. You've been waiting for someone to choose you. But what if heaven already has? What if every you received was just redirection to this yes? What if you were never rejected, just rerouted towards something divine? What if the miracle didn't skip you? It was just gathering momentum. Michael is showing me something. A door heavy, ancient, golden, and behind it a flood of favor. A sudden opening of opportunity, a message, a name, an amount of money, something specific, something you've prayed about in secret. That door is opening slowly but surely. And what's holding it open is your faith. Not perfect belief, just your quiet hope, just your decision not to quit. Heaven has watched you cry yourself to sleep. Your loved one has watched you fake strength in rooms where no one asked how you were really doing. They've watched you pour into everyone else while your own cup ran dry. And now they're saying, no more. Now it's your turn to be poured into, to receive, to be comforted, to be surprised by how good it can get again. Michael wants you to do something strange tonight. He wants you to speak to your loved one out loud. Say their name. Say what you never got to say. It doesn't have to be perfect, just real. Speak like they're there because they are. And the moment you do that, something will happen. A sign will appear. A feeling will hit your heart. And you'll know they heard you. This is sacred ground now. You're not just reading. You're communing. You've stepped into the space where heaven leans in close. And your loved one who once breathed earthly air is now wrapping you in warmth from a place where pain cannot exist. They want you to know that they've seen the future and you make it through. Not only that, but you shine. You love again. You laugh in ways you thought were lost forever. There is someone you haven't met yet. Someone your loved one is trying to send your way. This person will not drain you. They will see you, understand your silences, mirror back your soul. But this connection is divine. It must be protected. That's why Archangel Michael says, there are 3 people in your life who cannot come with you to this next chapter. You already feel it. You've been sensing it. Let them go. Release them without resentment. Make space. What's coming is too big for the small energy they carry. Something magical is going to happen in your sleep. Your soul will travel. A message will be given. A dream will shake you. And you'll wake up with a knowing you didn't have before. It will be the beginning of the miracle unraveling in physical form. That's why Michael is asking you not to ignore this. Not to forget it once this message ends, because it doesn't end here. It begins here. Your loved one fought through dimensions to reach you. They borrowed God's voice. They walked through light and fire to whisper this into your spirit. You matter. You are loved. You were always the one they wanted to protect. And now from heaven's side, they still do. Good. Because the most important part is still waiting to be said. Your loved one is kneeling now. Not in sorrow, but in reverence. They are kneeling before God, holding your name like a prayer. They are asking, not demanding, not pleading, but asking with tears of love. That heaven grant you peace. That heaven remember all the good you've done. All the love you gave even when you were empty. All the nights you stayed silent just to keep someone else strong. They are showing God your scars and saying, see, look what they survived. Isn't that enough? And God smiles because God never forgot you. He's watched your journey with eyes that don't miss anything. Not the quiet pain, not the fake smiles, not the moments you thought about giving up. And now He's answering. Not through thunder, not through a voice in the clouds, but through this soft divine unfolding, through this message, through this very moment. This is the moment you were destined to remember who you are. There is money with your name on it. Not just physical currency, but divine provision, an inheritance in spirit and in earth. Your loved one wants you to know that someone in your family before they passed left something behind, a blessing, a protection, a gift, and you're about to find it. It may look like a letter, a voice message, a name mentioned suddenly, or a legal opportunity, but it will lead to something big. Archangel Michael has been placing the pieces like a chessboard. You only need to move when your spirit says move. But before the blessing arrives, your loved one is asking for one thing. Forgive yourself. Forgive the years you feel you wasted. Forgive the people you trusted who turned away. Forgive the silence. Forgive the weakness. None of it was your fault. You were doing your best with a heart that was already half broken. And still you gave love. You gave hope. You gave light. They saw it. Heaven saw it. Michael wants to remind you, you are not waiting for your miracle. Your miracle is waiting for you. And every second you spend doubting is a second the miracle holds its breath waiting to be invited in. Invite it now. Not with a fancy prayer. Not with perfect words. Just say, I'm ready. Say it out loud. Say it in your chest. Whisper it in your soul. That's all it takes. Heaven doesn't need volume. It needs truth. Your loved one is stepping back now, but only slightly. They're not leaving. They never will. But they want to give you space to move. They want you to walk forward and see how powerful you really are because they know what's coming in the next 48 hours. A shift, a message, a connection, a decision that seems small but unlocks something massive. If you knew what was waiting for you, you wouldn't sleep tonight. You'd dance in the dark. You'd cry not from pain, but from anticipation. Michael says, do not shrink when your blessing arrives. Don't question whether you deserve it. Don't wait for someone to approve it. Step into it like it already has your name carved on the walls because it does. It was yours before you were born. It was delayed, yes, but never denied. And now heaven is clearing the path. All you need to do is stop hiding. There's something else. The person in heaven saw the future. They were shown it before they sent this message. They saw you healed. They saw you in love. They saw your bank account overflow. They saw your face glowing with peace. They saw your tears dried. Your smile returned. Your hands creating beauty again. They saw the room you'll walk into where everyone turns to look at you. Not because of how you look, but because of the energy you carry. That divine, untouchable, peaceful strength. That is where you're headed. Faster than you know. But only if you don't give up now. You're almost at the end of the tunnel. It's been dark for so long, you forgot what light looks like. But you're not crazy. That glow up ahead, that's real. That warmth in your chest, that's the confirmation. That sign you keep seeing. That's not your mind playing games. That's your miracle waving at you, asking if you're ready to meet. Michael says this is a once-in-a-lifetime invitation. You can't go back after this. Not to old pain, not to small thinking, not to people who drain you. This message is a spiritual contract. And by reading this far, you've already said yes. Your loved one is smiling now. Their face is soft, their light is stronger, and their final words are simple. You are always worth fighting for. They believe in your future more than you believe in your past. And they will walk beside you until you see it come to life. You won't be alone anymore. You never were. And now heaven is about to prove it. In ways you can't imagine, but you'll recognize them the moment they come. Just promise whatever you do. Don't skip the sign when it arrives. Because this time it was meant for you. And this time heaven refuses to be ignored. Right now in realms you cannot see, angels are moving in silence around your name. There is a list, a divine list, and your name is written near the top. It's not just a name. It's a record of your endurance, your patience, your suffering, your silent victories, your decision to love even when it hurt. And for every tear you cried in secret, there's a reward being released in public. You are entering what Archangel Michael calls the reversal window. In this window, what was once closed will open. What was once stolen will be returned. What was once broken will be restored, but the window doesn't stay open forever. And that's why this message came exactly when it did. Heaven waited for the perfect moment. And now that moment is here. You can feel it, can't you? That electricity in the air. That whisper in your spirit. That strange calm right before the wind changes. Yes, this is it. Your loved ones saw the gates open in the spirit before they opened on earth. And they ran to Archangel Michael to make sure you got this final instruction. Do not doubt what you feel right now. This isn't imagination. It's awakening. The pain was real. The grief was real. But so is the breakthrough. So is the miracle. So is the joy that's coming next. And not just any joy, but the kind that makes people stare and ask, what changed? Let them stare. Let them wonder. Because what's about to happen in your life will not be explainable by logic. And that's the point. Heaven is about to make an example out of your restoration. You were once the person who was overlooked, rejected, left behind. But now heaven has decided to flip the script. Archangel Michael says, you're about to be seen. You're about to be loved out loud, celebrated, respected, protected, supported, and deeply, undeniably blessed. But your loved one wants to give you one final secret. A truth they learned too late. A truth that can save you from another cycle. Stop making yourself small to make others comfortable. You have been hiding your gifts, dimming your light, lowering your voice, softening your spirit, all because you were afraid of being too much. But heaven is tired of watching you shrink. The miracle they're sending you was never designed for the version of you that's hiding. It was meant for the version of you that fully steps into power, into faith, into complete unapologetic presence. From this moment forward, walk boldly. Speak kindly, but with truth. Say no when you mean no. Say yes when your spirit is screaming yes. And most of all, receive without guilt. Your loved one says you've given enough, given love, given time, given money, given effort, given second chances to people who didn't deserve the first. And now it's your turn. This season is about you, your heart, your healing, your happiness. Not because you're selfish, but because God is generous. Archangel Michael is holding one final scroll in his hand. It has a seal on it. Gold, burning, alive. He's saying, this is the prophecy of what will come if you believe. And in that scroll are 3 things. The name of someone you will meet very soon. This person will change your understanding of love. They may be romantic. They may be spiritual. But they will see through you and say, I know who you are. And you will finally feel known again. A financial opportunity disguised as something small. It may look like a referral, a message, a new connection. It may seem insignificant, but it's the gate to abundance. You'll know it when you feel peace and fear at the same time. That's heaven's sign. Step through a message from your loved one. Again, this message will come in another form. A dream, a repeating song lyric, a stranger's exact words. You won't expect it, but when it happens, you'll know it's them, and it will break you in the most beautiful way. This is not fantasy. This is prophetic reality. You were brought here because your soul is old enough to remember the truth when it's spoken. So, here it is, your truth. You are chosen. You are covered. You are guided. And you are about to be rewarded. Your loved one is quiet now. The angels are finishing their circle, but before they leave, they do one last thing. They place their hands over your head and say in one divine voice, "It is done." Let no one steal it. Let no doubt delay it. Let no fear reject it. Let no enemy block it. Michael says, "Go watch how heaven chases you now." And when it happens, don't be surprised. You were warned in the kindest, most beautiful way. The miracle is yours now. You're ready. And so, heaven watches. Your name, now pulsing with divine frequency, echoes gently through realms where time doesn't exist. Where pain cannot follow, where love is eternal. Archangel Michael stands with his sword lowered, not for battle, but for blessing. Because the war you've been fighting is over. The heaviness you've carried. It's melting quietly, softly, supernaturally. You don't even have to try anymore. You just have to allow. Allow the love. Allow the help. Allow the restoration. Because now everything changes. Your loved one. Yes, that loved one is still near. Not as a ghost, not as a memory, but as light, as presence, as love that refused to die. Their energy is so close you could breathe it in. And if you dared, and maybe you just did, that chill on your arms, that thump in your chest, that strange beautiful stillness, that's them. They're watching you realize that it's real, that all of it, the signs, the timing, this message was perfectly placed by heaven's hand, that every delay was actually divine protection. That the people who left had to, that the job that slipped through was never meant to hold you, that the relationship that broke your heart was actually breaking open your destiny. You didn't fail. You outgrew what was never built to hold your greatness. And now you're becoming dangerous to the darkness because light lives in you again. Hope lives in you again. And faith, true, solid, unshakable faith is beginning to burn inside you. Even if it's quiet, even if it's only a flicker, heaven doesn't need a forest fire to move. It only needs a spark. Archangel Michael says, the next 14 days will define your next 14 months. You'll receive a divine encounter, a reversal, a release, an unexpected opening. Something you almost gave up on will circle back. And this time, you'll be ready. But it comes with a test. You will be tempted to go back to what you've healed from, to respond like the old you, to settle out of fear. Don't. You are not who you were. You are not the version of you that begged to be seen. You are the version of you that is being sent. Sent to shake atmospheres, to break cycles, to carry light, to create peace. Walk like it, speak like it, believe like it. You are becoming living proof that God never forgets his promises. Your loved one sees the path ahead. And it's stunning. It's not just healing, it's glory. It's not just survival. It's overflow. They're not just proud. They're in awe of how far you've come with half the support and twice the pain. They want you to remember this. The hardest part is done. Now you get to receive. And they won't let you miss it this time. You'll begin to notice the following random waves of peace in the middle of chaos. Names or faces from the past returning with clarity. Songs, numbers, or dreams that repeat over and over. Sudden alignment in things that felt blocked for years. A soft inner voice that says, something's coming. Believe it. That's not a coincidence. That's your timeline shifting. Michael says you've passed the hidden tests. The ones no one saw. The ones where you chose kindness even when you were breaking. The ones where you stayed silent instead of defending yourself. The ones where you loved without conditions. Heaven saw all of it. And now you're owed. Not just spiritually, physically, in this life, in this body, in this timeline. This is your inheritance. And no one, no fear, no human, no mistake can take it from you. From now on, speak these words out loud. I am in divine alignment. What is mine is on its way. I receive it now with ease and peace. And when you say it, your loved one smiles because you finally heard them. And not just them, yourself, your soul, your calling, your knowing, they say to you now in their final whisper for tonight, don't you dare give up. We didn't bring you this far to stop here. Keep going. The best part is about to begin. And with that, the message ends. But the miracle begins. And remember, beloved, these messages continue because of people like you. Every prayer, every word, and every message reaches more hearts because of this community. We run entirely on viewer support. If you'd like to help keep this mission and these messages reaching more hearts, you can support us with a coffee through the link in the description. God bless you.